Well, let's get talking now. Now, the rising cost of cooking gas is expected to be a major expense item for Nigerians as they look forward to Christmas festivities at the end of the year. Now, data from the National Bureau of Statistics shows that some Nigerians pay as much as 10,000 naira for a single refill as of September 2022 for a 12.5 kg LPG cooking gas. Now, in September 2021, Nigerians paid an average of more than 6,000 naira for the same service, a little above 6,000. Nigeria is currently in the last quarter of the year when commodities prices tend to increase due to the festive period. In the light of this, there will be a likely steady increase in cooking gas price across various states, resulting to Nigerians paying, some say, as much as 12,000 naira to refuel a 12 kg gas cylinder. There are many factors, local, global, influencing the increase in cooking gas prices. And who is better to explore these factors than the national president of the Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, Mr. Oladapo Olatubosun. Thank you so much. He's live in the studio. It's good to have you in the studio this Monday afternoon.
Thank you, Tolu.
I would like to ask, at the moment, what really is the present state talking about pricing? A lot of issues are associated with this, I know, but you are in the system. What is the true picture of things out there? Let us understand.
Thank you, Tolu, and good afternoon to viewers. Let me state it first and foremost that there's no scarcity of gas.
Okay.
And there's no need for anybody to engage in panic buying.
No need for panic buying?
No. Gas is available. And that thanks go to NNG for being steady in their supply. NNG has been very consistent, and they are the largest supplier of cooking gas in Nigeria, and they are not relenting on that. Despite the force majeure actually has to do with the international contract. It doesn't have anything to do with
the flood thing that affected something, the upstream or something.
Yes, it doesn't have anything to do with local.
Okay.
As at 2 days ago, a vessel came into Lagos, and the next couple of days, another vessel is going to Port Harcourt, and supply has been steady. There's no need for any Nigerian to be panicking about it. Now coming to issue of price. The question is, the current price, is it a right price that we should buy? Then should there even be an increase in price? That's another issue. What Nigerians should know, and what my association stands for, it is a no-no for any increase in price of cooking gas. We don't have a need for that. Even the current price is very unrealistic. A Nigerian is supposed not to buy a 12.5 kg for 10,000 naira. This price hike started, like you said in your intro, a few months back.
Yes.
And as an association, we took it up because we are stakeholder. We contacted the government and contacted all the stakeholders, the players. An open letter was written to the Honorable Minister, His Excellency, Sliver. And immediately he came back from Glasgow with the president. He got that message. He was not playing on it. He took it up to the Aso Rock. And government look at the issue, see it as a very sensitive issue that affects all Nigerians. So the question is, how do we tackle the issue of this price? Government, in their own wisdom, decided to solve the problem through supply angle, which is the best.
Okay.
International price supply angle. Believing if the supply is steady, price will naturally come down. And what do? They engage NNG and ask NNG to please improve on their supply. They persuaded NNG to make sure that they do not export butane. And NNG gave commitment. All their butane is affiliated for local market. They also agreed for a mixed ratio that propane should be blended with butane. Objective for this is to increase supply. This they did. So 85 to 15 percentage ratio was agreed. When you do that, then the price will come down because propane is relatively lower in price than butane, and by the time you mix it to give you your result. We are in tropical region with a 15% content of propane in the gas. It doesn't do any harm. We'll be able to cook good and be okay. Government did all this. But what went wrong is that having done this, government also did not follow up. It's like they laid the bed for the capitalists, for the bourgeoisie, to take advantage of common Nigerians. NNG have been very consistent in supply. They do not miss any of the schedule. And all the local molecule producers, federal government persuaded them, they are selling gas into the country. and the gas is available. As of today, Tulu, the total consumption of Nigeria used to be 1,250,000 metric tons per annum. It has
what are we
dropped
doing at the moment?
It has dropped to 800,000. And
wow.
I challenge anybody
400.
because the masses, the poor have been taken out.
1,000.
The gas has been turned into a luxury item that's only be shooting in the cities they use gas. Our consumption now is 800,000. If we are operating at 800,000 and energy is consistently supplying, all other molecules are supplying, then where do we have room for importation? Who is importing who? Let them come with a list of people that are importing. But I don't blame those capitalists. When there's a loophole, when some people are supposed to do, other people will exploit it. Government has laid a foundation, but there are agencies that to ensure, to protect the first-class Nigeria, to protect the masses and the poor Nigeria, are not doing the right thing. Yes, it's a deregulated market. Stock exchange is a deregulated market, yes. But there's a maximum loss a stock can survive in a day, and there's a maximum gain a stock can survive in a day. Yes. Why didn't they leave it like deliberately so that people that have money power will just squeeze others out? In Europe, there's a problem with energy. The government came out and said there's yes. a cap on yes. the price. Those yes. are issues. Board of Statistics released that LPG went up by 200%. I expected in a country, some people should be upset and go and investigate. Why should LPG be going up to 200%? What is their landing cost? Who is doing supply? Why are they selling? Why is the point? Nobody is doing that. And we are producing opportunity for capitalists to continue smiling into the bank at the detriment of poor Nigerians. The question is this: Nigerians will not entertain any increase in price. If because people are taking advantage because of Christmas and they are increasing the price, we come out and names will be called. We come with data and the facts. We know the landing cost. We know the overhead. And we know the right price that should be sold to Nigeria. But if they still continue to exploiting Nigeria, taking advantage because the government agencies that are supposed to control it are not doing anything. Well, they left the masses. And it has implication on government. And I agree with the president of Nigeria, the country. When he visited Imo, government is doing a lot in terms of infrastructure to make life better for people. But some of his people that are supposed to advocate and tell Nigerians and carry out are not doing for no reason. That is what is happening in gas. If government has improved supply, if energy has been consistent, if government has approved blending, what will be the impact of pricing? What's the result?
So does it mean that supply is stable at the moment?
For the consumption level now, supply is stable. And I start to be challenged. Supply is stable, but the price is unreasonable. But don't blame them. It's a capitalist world. When there's nobody checks, you take advantage. Yes. But somebody must be there. There's almost an agency protecting the first-class and the poor Nigeria. And after a checkmate, you can't do this, you can't do this. That is why you have a country. When masses find out their interest is not protected, do you know what they do? They turn out to be lawless. They will not obey law. Yeah. You have to, they won't put things right and be in jungle because nobody is speaking for them. In gas consumption today, nobody, except my association, is speaking for the masses.
I want to say that as an association, what are you doing? Because many don't understand this. They relate more with you. You're the marketers. And so they believe that I'm buying from you, and they believe that increase is coming. Then what about some global factors? Many say there are some international gas pricing issues affecting the price of gas.
Yes, we are the first point of contact. These people come to our plant, and what we hear is unpalatable. Tell them the price of gas is this. Majority of people you see carry 12.5 kg, they feed 2 kg, 1 kg, 2 kg to tell you how bad it is. And when you say the price, they start cursing you.
For a country that wants to deepen usage.
I'm coming to that. They've started cursing you. They are not close to government. Government cannot hear, but we hear them and we hear their feeling. They are bitter. If the government agencies are ready to do the work, the price is supposed to crash. We are only providing money for few. Like I said, if there's an attempt to increase the price this Christmas or whatever, we will come on here with facts and figure. And I'll start to be challenged. People should come with the list of importation and the consumption level and tell us the landing cost. Let me also shock you. NNG, kudos to that company, and that is why we gave them award during our last AGM. They were using Mount Bellevue price template. Mount Belfield price template is a foreign denominated price template where they arrive at what they sell. When government spoke with them, they agree. They now drop Mount Belfield and now use a local price template. With that local price template, the landing cost of gas is lower. It does not translate to the consumer. Consumers are not benefiting it. You blend, consumers are not seeing the impact. And we all say, import, foreign exchange, Ukraine war. When they want to kill dog, they call different name. Let us be sincere. And it's not for me here to say this. The agency that have the facts, we know whether those ones actually affect us. If it's not just a defense.
It's so sad that many times we take advantage of so many things that are supposed to, improve lives of citizens because live good life. We know that clean energy is what we need at the moment. We don't need likes of charcoal and all of that because of the negative impacts on our lives. So why would an agency of government stand in between all of this? Now, what prefer solutions? What do you think is the way forward?
The solution is simple. Government has improved in terms of supply.
Yes.
All we needed to do is to protect the market. At the rate we are going, we will not get a serious investor to explore in exploration. Because if your consumption level is too low, they work with statistics. But if you want to grow the industry, we will encourage consumption. This country has potential to do 6 million metric tons per annum. We are doing 800,000, less than 1 million. If we drop the price, a lot of people will come in. Even when you import to supplement it, the landing cost, you see, it is true storage facility is capital intensive, but it's never a project you do, you think you want to pay back within 3 years. If you want to do that, it is at the detriment and at the expense of the poor Nigeria. It's a capital project that has gestation period of about 50 years. You can have a payback of 10 years and make it reasonable. But any capitalist who want to take an opportunity where there are no regulations, where people are not intervening, it's just like that, what we have just said. So what I'm calling on government agencies that are scheduled with responsibility of protecting the common Nigerians, the first-class Nigeria, to come and see the way they can make. The government has done a lot to stabilize supply. NLG has cooperated enough with Nigeria. They've been supplying, the price is better, but the thing is not translating to last consumer. The last consumer are not enjoying it. And they are bitter.
You see, let's go back a little bit to when His Excellency that you mentioned, Timi Presivia, became Minister of State. We declared decade of gas, talking about our proven and unproven reserves of gas that we have as a country. Also, the central bank, there was this expansion fund, all focused towards expanding this net. Please, any updates with regards to all of this?
We have laudable programs in Nigeria, but the implementation is always bad and zero. We don't get results. I'll just give you an example.
Oh.
Yes, decade of gas. When we were operating at 1,250,000, today we are doing 800,000. Are we moving forward or moving back? But what is the question? Gas is an essential product. Nowhere in the whole world you leave essential product to the determinant of market forces. The poor will suffer for it. If you don't regulate, I'll just give you an example of a stock exchange market. It is a deregulated market, but there's a cap on the maximum loss and maximum gain per stock. That's the kind of way of mediating to ensure balances. But when you throw the things out, the capitalists take it, and they will smell it back, and the poor will continue to suffer. That is what is going on in LPG. Let the government agencies act in the interest of Nigerians. Let them ask questions. Effort that government has done, how has it translated into? Blending that if approved, has it reduced the price? NLG that have been studied as in the US, Shell and other that are studying the molecule in Nigeria, what have been the impact? Qual is that producing? The total production we are doing in Nigeria is about 750, and our consumption is 800. Then why are we lying that we are importing? If we grow this market, demand increase, we will import. But we make the price reasonable and make a reasonable margin. The margin that is going on in some quarters now is super, and it's killing the masses. And that is where government just to come. You see, this is a country where we don't know our total consumption. We have problem with consumption of PMS. We have problem with consumption about LPG. It's now we do not know. But are we really to do the needful? Are we really working in the interest of our nation and the interest of the masses? This population, over 200 plus, more than 80% are the poor. Gas is only popular in the city. It shouldn't be like that. India, they grow their gas consumption level to 6 million. What do? They make cylinders available. They give poor.
Yes, I wanted to ask you,
and
that what are you doing to
when
also
we
support
declare
government.
decade of gas, what are we doing to
Yes.
show the implementation is with drive the inflation home?
Yes.
We declare it for some people to make money, not for the masses to enjoy. How can masses enjoy when they are buying a 12.5 for 10,000?
Just a refill.
And the least income, the least paid person is 30,000 naira. You want him to take out 10,000 to buy gas, only to cook gas, to cook. People get to the plant and they buy 1 kg, they buy 2 kg, and they are buying not happy. They will always, my members are listening to me. There were times they want to start attacking to plants, but we need to tell them, it's not our making. We buy, and what we are selling, we are also not happy because our working capital requirement has also gone up.
And it will affect income because the demand will drop.
Demand has dropped. But we can grow this business. We can grow consumption level when we make this thing affordable and make reasonable profit. And not making reasonable profit, we are now acting to protect the common Nigerians. So if, peradventure, the capitalists continue to say yes, they still want to make money, and by December they increase, then we call out. Names will be called. Figure will be rolled out. Then we challenge to an open debate. Let Nigerians judge it.
I think the point
the government is doing. Why is the effort of government not yielding fruits? That is for government to answer. Because when you shoot, you follow up. If you don't follow up, you become a decayed animal and nobody will hit it. You've made a laudable effort to stabilize supply locally. What effort are you now doing to ensure that your effort is not in jeopardy and that the common man feel it? They kept quiet. And the few Nigerians are making super money on about that.
Really, so let's wrap up on this note. I think that Nigerians need a final message from you to know the positions of the marketers, and also moving on, what are your expectations as we move towards the Yuletide season? I know it's a tough one, but I really have to ask you that question because I, for one, I need to fill gas even today, and I don't know how much I'm going to get it. I actually want to go to a fuel station because I don't want to buy it around the house. It's expensive. That's the truth.
It is. Like I said, that's a steady supply. And kudos to NLNG.
You can't keep storing. No, it's not like fuel. You can't be storing. Please, let's stop storing gas at home.
Kudos to NLNG. There's a steady supply. And to maintain stability in price, even if they don't come down, to maintain stability, that is why people like us, pressure group, the stakeholders are there. And I said we continue to raise our voice when people that we listen are ready to act. Government should know that they cannot leave this business 100% to the hand of the capitalists. It is dangerous. What we need to do, both short and the long run, is to stimulate the demand and encourage investors to come into exploration. There are a lot of investors waiting at the gate, but they will work with feasibility report and statistics. With 800,000 consumption, no serious investor will be encouraged to come.
Attractive.
But when we grow the market and allow the people at the lower level come in, the demand will go up. We will rise to about 3 million, 4 million, and we import to supplement. Then they now look at there's a market here. These people does not need to import. Let me come here. But what you see now, it is a business and good business for few that are really enjoying it, not for the masses.
I'm going to follow you up on this, and we're going to keep a tab on you as these prices continue. Out of interesting conversation is a good way to start. And the discussions look similar, even with my second discussion about power too and theft and what the discos are facing. Well, I've been speaking to the national president of the Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, Mr. Oladapo Olatubo. So thank you so much for coming to the studio. We appreciate this. We know how Lagos traffic and everything is. Thank you for your time.